Bezat Hashem, we're back at the Limud on 20. We're learning right now in the evening time, but it's for the 25th of month of Shvat, Sunday, the first day of the week of Parshat Terumah. Bezat Hashem, we're learning in Gemarah, B'sech Brachot of Yud Amud Bet. Amar Abaye. So Abaye said, V'yitei Rabbi Yitzchak. So there was a discussion in the Bet Midrash who said the following statement, or Abaye, or Rabbi Yitzchak. Harotze lehenot me'ehene ke'elisha. So the question is, we know the famous Gemarah. The Gemarah tells us who wants to live a long life, he should not get any presents. Don't like to get presents. Now, that's the Gemarah statement. However, here the Gemarah wants to argue on that aspect. And Gemarah wants to say, anybody who wants to have pleasure from other people to give him presents, you are allowed to, just like Elisha Navi. He was not, who was better than in the world? A prophet who could reach such a level. Elisha Navi, he used to get presents. However, if you don't want to take pleasure from other people's, be like Shmuel Aramati. And actually, if you ask me, between me and you, who lived longer? Shmuel lived only till 52. Elisha, I don't remember how much, but he didn't die young. He was very old. Much older than, what's his name? Much older than Shmuel, for sure. So, you see that Shmuel lived till 52. Even the Gemarah says, who wants to live a long life should soneh matanot ichiyah. Those who hate the presents, they live longer, it says the Gemarah. But here you see that there is a contrast. Shmuel didn't live much longer, and he did not take matanot. How do we know that? How do we know?
Matanot from
presents from people. Yeah, but Elisha used to take presents from people. He would accept anyway. Even though he was a very rich person, one of the conditions, one second, one of the conditions of a novi, you must be a very wealthy person. A poor person cannot be a novi. Only a wealthy person could be a novi, right? So Shmuel Aramati and Elisha. So you have two Nevi'im over here, two wealthy men. One believed this Soneh Matano Echiyeh, the one who hates gifts, presents, he will live. The one who and Elisha didn't believe of that. Know what you want to say? Zohar, everything answered? It says over there, Sheneimar, it's written down. Read. Utshuvato.
I lost this part. Utshuvato
Haramata Kisham Beito. Utshuvato Haramata Kisham Beito. So the question is, where did Shmuel live? He lived in Haramata, right? Okay. So what's going on here? It says in the pasuk, but his answers again. He was a judge, right? So he was traveling from place to place. Shmuel Navi, like all the prophets, they would judge and they would be judges. And they would go from one place to another place to make peace between people. So it says over there, and Shmuel would give judgment in Haramata, which was his house. What does that mean? Continue. What does that mean? ואמרו רבי יוחנן.
ואמר רבי יוחנן
שכל מקום שהלך
שם
ביתו עמו. ביתו עמו. No? Right. So Shmuel had an issue that whenever he went, that the pasuk says that Shmuel, that when he was giving the answers to the Jewish nation, he was giving it in his house. What does that mean, in his house? It's not possible. How is that possible? He was traveling all over Israel. How he was collecting questions, going back to Oz and giving Psak Halacha? No, he was giving Psak Halacha on the spot. Because Hashem is talking through him. He doesn't need to decide who's wrong, who's right. Hashem was talking. That's a Navi. Navi has a prophecy from Hashem. But what does that mean? It means that his kitchen where he would walk with the entire entourage. Shmuel would travel with his entire household. Everybody, even the kitchen. He would have a portable kitchen, portable bathroom, portable everything. Everything would be traveling like a caravan, and wherever he went, and people came to him. He didn't come to people. You understand? And that's what it's called. It's like his house traveled with him. So Hashem says that Shmuel had his house travel with him. That's how wealthy he was. And again, he didn't want to be nene from the Jewish nation even 1 gram of anything. Okay, as we see in the end of his life. Matomer Elisha.
הנה נא
ידעתי כי איש אלוהים קדוש הוא. Right. In contrast to Elisha, who did receive presents, as we see that here, the woman, what's his name? There was a woman. Her name was Shunamit, right? Shunamit, I think. It was what? Over there, this is talking about Shunamit, right? The one that built him a house. Kisham Beito, okay. There was a lady who would she built a house for Shmuel, right? Shunamit, right. Her name was Shunamit. Okay. So he says like this. She says to her husband, Vatomer Elisha, she said to her husband, Hine na yadati hi belong, I know this man, Ish Elohim HaKadosh Hu, he is a holy man. Continue. Amar.
אמר רבי יוסף, יוסף ברבי הנינא,
Rabbi Yosef, the son of Rabbi Hanina, said, מכאן
שהאישה מכרת בעורכין יותר מן האיש.
He says, from here, from this pasuk, we learn that a woman has a big nose and she has a better understanding what men are. Somebody comes to you and pitches you an idea, your wife will decide if it's a good idea or not for you, because she has that special binah. As we see from here, this woman, this Shunamit, she knew Kadosh Hu, he was a holy man. Menayada, from where did she know that Elisha was a holy man? So now that the Gemarah is going to discuss, and that's where it says over there in the Navi that she decided to tell her husband to build the house for Elisha Navi, because he was a sanctified holy man, meaning he's not going to touch me. He's not going to violate me. Make a house for him here. Every time he passes by, he should live here with us. And don't worry, he's a holy man. So the Gemara says, wow, how did she know? Minayada, continue. Machloket. Rav Ushmul. Two by Machloket. There's Rav Ushmul. Rav against Shmuel.
שמואל חד אמר שלא ראתה קרי עליו.
No, had amar shelo rata zavuv over shulchano.
I skipped a line.
Yes.
ראתה זבוב עובר על
Shulchano. I apologize. Sorry. But so one of them says, we don't know which one who said what, but Rav and Shmuel had a machloket. So one says, you know how we know a holy man? When you see flies, don't touch him. You see flies coming in, on contrast to maybe there's a video still on YouTube. Was it 2 years ago already? 2 years ago we were attacked and we were learning. We had a flood in a Bet Medrash over here by Rabbi Button. So we had to learn in the tiki. I set up a nice thing with the air conditioning blowing and everything. In the tiki we did the limud. So one night outside in the tiki, you know the tiki, like a house
in the backyard.
Yeah. So who attacked us? We were in the middle of learning shiur. Who attacked us? We were attacked by termites, like 1,000 of them. Literally in the middle of shiur. There's a video about it. We're in the middle of learning. They attacked me like crazy. So you know how far away from Kedusha. But Kedusha there's a story of big tzaddikim. They would sit and they would be swirled. They would be attacked by bees, whatever, by flies. And there will be a holy person. The fly could not even come to his aura. He's like protect, as like a shield. You know those Star Wars. They have the shields, right? What it's called. So that's exactly what happened. So this person who is a holy man. Hopefully one day we'll get there. So one of them says that's what happened to Elisha Navi. That she saw that her husband was bothered by bees, but he was not touched by bees. Adamar.
אמר סדין של פשתן חצי
הציע על מיטתו.
על מיטתו,
ולא
ראתה קרי
עליו. What happened was, when he was passing by once or twice, she would have him sleep in sleep over in their family in the house. And what happened? Right, she would put a white linen cloth on as a bed sheet, and when she would wash it in the morning or whatever, when he leaves, there was not be one drip of carrier on it at all. Kadosh Hu. So one second, what is Kadosh Hu? Why does it have to say Kadosh Hu? Why she has to say he is holy? Why? There's another limud from here. What is that? Amar Yossi.
אמר רבי יוסי ברבי הנינא הוא קדוש ומשרתו
אינו קדוש. He is, Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Hanina, says more than that. I'll tell you that she declared him be holy, Elisha, but not his shamash, not his gabai. The one who's taking care of his needs would not be holy. How do we know that he's not holy? Shneimar Gehazi lechodfa. But as it says in the pasuk over there, that Gehazi came and pushed her. What do you mean? When did it happen? She came down with her son, and the son was dead, and she fell down on Elisha's legs, but prostrated herself in front of him, begging him why the son died. So Gehazi came and pushed her. So what does that mean? He pushed her. Therefore, he's not holy because of that? No. Now we know why. What makes him not holy? Look at this.
אמר רבי יוסי ברבי הנינא
שאחזה בהוד יפיה. You know how he pushed her? he got her up and he pushed her right by her chest. He pushed her right by her chest, meaning touched her chest and pushed her. That makes him not holy. If you want to push somebody, pull her hair off. If you're what's the name, so much worried for your master, pull her by the hair away from him. What?
She's wearing
It doesn't matter what she's wearing. How dare you attack my Rebbe? But why you have to go there? Why you have to touch her in her chest? And that was the problem. Over עלינו תמיד.
עובר עלינו תמיד, אמר רבי יוסי בר חנינא, משום רבי אליעזר בן יעקב.
Same thing Rabbi Yossi the son of Hanina says in the name of Rabbi Yaakov, Rabbi Eliezer the son of Yaakov,
כל
המארח תלמיד חכם בתוך ביתו,
ומכנהו
מנכסיו, עליו הכתוב, כאילו
מקריב תמידים.
Redeem. So it says Rabbi Yaakov, in the name of the son of Yaakov, that anyone who has a guest, a Talmid Chochem, that over here many people make a mistake. They make a two into conscious big fallacy here. The Gemarah says, whoever is hosting a Talmid Chacham and gives him, lets the Talmid Chacham have pleasure, it's as if he's bringing sacrifices. So many people think over here it's talking about Rabbi Yaakov, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef. You see, it's Elisha Navi, so it's obviously talking about big Talmid Chacham. No. Chas v'shalom to think like it's a big fallacy, big mistake to think like that. It's actually talking about any Talmid Chacham. What is Talmid Chacham? Rabbi Zohar, you are Talmid Chacham, you're learning Chokhmah. Excuse me, don't say no. You want to contradict me when you contradict me when I'm not here, you could contradict me. But I'm telling you, Talmid Chacham means anybody who's learning Torah, a little child learning Gemarah, he's called Talmid Chacham. Why? Because learning Torah is a Chokhmah. For Rav Ovadia, everybody's begging to have to host Rav Ovadia. What's a special Gemarah present? The present is the Gemarah gives you this beautiful mitzvah and telling you it's like you bring in korbanot when you host a Talmid Chacham, a boy who nobody wants to talk to. As long as he's learning Gemarah, he is already in that statue that you must care for him and give him that pleasure and kavod, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will concentrate on that and will elevate your hosting this boy, this little chachka, 13-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy in the yeshiva. That's called, the yeshiva, the people host students from the yeshiva all the time. This is what we're talking about. Amar Rabbi Yossi.
ואמר רבי יוסי ברבי הנינא, משום רבי אליעזר בן יעקב על יעמוד אדם במקום גבוה
ויתפלל. Also said Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Hanina, in the name of Rabbi Eliezer and Yaakov, that a person should never stand on elevated position and where he prays. Meaning that, sometimes the bima does not have, what's his name? Does not have like a fence, not a fence, wooden, like some surrounding it, right? But it has elevation of one step. So according to halakha, will be a problem davening there. Why? Because you're always going to be what? 40 that you're going to fall off. So you should never pray on that such a thing. Okay? ויתפלל אלא במקום נמוך ויתפלל. And you should be davening even what? It's a big problem. All our shuls today, we have this big problem. Big problem. They have elevation. I have no understanding where this came from. They have 3-4 steps going up, and the Chazan stands in the middle and he prays.
No, that's kavod l'Torah.
No. Here he says to you, that it's nothing to do with kavod. If you want your prayer to be accepted, again, I have a lot of problems. I have a lot of reservations. The Chazan should not be elevated.
Yeah.
A lot of reservations against that.
If the Sefer Torah is not on an elevated...
Sefer Torah is one thing. Okay, Sefer Torah is one thing. We're talking about the Chazan should never be elevated up. As you see over here, the prayers are very hard to be answered.
If it's a big shul,
that's right, down. Until I don't know where this came from. I'm still till today. I'm trying to figure out where we went wrong. That we go against this Ma'amar. It's a very famous Ma'amar. It says you must Hashem accepts only prayers of people who are downtrodden, not people who elevate themselves. Shneimar here it says in Tehillim chapter 130. No. Hashem. From the depths I call unto you, Hashem. It's a prayer that has to be from the depth, and you have to go down. All the time. Look, mashma from the Gemarah, the Chazan would go down all the time. Anytime the Gemarah talks about who's going to go down. It doesn't go who's going to go up.
It's just practical reason. If
No,
it's a big shul,
nothing to do practical.
You're not going to hear the chazan.
Nothing to do practical. Something is wrong. Somebody instituted this, and unless I see it soon a good source, I would call it a Christianity. I would call it something is wrong. Something is mamash. Somebody doesn't want that
to be elevated.
Elevated, yeah.
I know. I don't know what the source is, but Ramon said the bima for the Sefer Torah has to be elevated.
It is. I don't know Kodesh. It's enough. It should be above 10 tefachim. That's enough. The question is that element, the Hazan goes up.
I can ask him.
That Hazan goes up. That's a big problem. That's a big problem there. I have no. Till now, I can't find a reason why it's allowed. Yeah. Tanya nami achi.
תניא נמי אחי, לא יעמוד אדם לא על גבי כיסא ולא על גבי שרפרף ולא
במקום גבוה ויתפלל. Here's another brighter that tells us that a person should not stand on a chair when he prays. He should not stand on a bench, and he should not stand anywhere elevated. Should be אלא במקום. Rather, b'makom namuch v'itpalel. The only way to pray is to downtrodden, because that's what Hashem wants. He wants you to be downtrodden before Him. He wants you to pray from that element, because this way there is no holiness and the prayer is pure. Because Hashem despises any holiness. Shneimar.
Hashem,
the Braita says, since it says in the Braita, this is the Torah says, from the depths I call unto you, and another pasuk teaches you tefillah. The prayer of a poor man. What is the prayer of that's which is what Yoseh atzmo ke'ani az v'levnei Hashem yishpoch sichot. That Yaatov means now is his prayer has some what's his name? I guess some influence. The prayer of a poor person has the influence in front of Hashem. So a person, even as a rich man, he should go down the steps, and you'll see many places. Many places in Chazal, they always call the Chazan going down, never going up. Not like we today. We'll call it Ya'aleh v'yamo. Let him go up. It's a problem. I don't know where that came from. It's very nice.
It's called Aliyat Torah.
That's the problem. Thank you. Aliyat Torah. You're going up in the Torah because you're getting elevated, because it's a bracha. It's talking to you. But the bima issue, I have no reason why it's allowed.
ואמר רבי יוסי ברבי חנינה משום רבי אליעזר בן יעקב המתפלל צריך
יכוון רגליו. Another thing said Rabbi Yossi, the son of Hanina, in the name of Rabbi Eliezer, the son of Yaakov, whoever davens, his legs have to stand shechaven raglav. They should be standing one next, like a mamish copy next to each other.
His feet.
Yes. Shneimar, how do we know that?
Shneimar ve'raglehem regel
yeshara. Why are we not allowed to move around and walk around in the middle of Shemona? That's because we are now being like angels. The time of Kriyat Shema and Shemona Esrei is like an angel. Therefore, your leg should be like an angel, and the angel has only one leg. He does not have two legs. He jumps. Angels don't walk. They jump. They jump and they don't walk. We have this element of walking. Baruch Adonai Olam Amen. Amen. Bezat Hashem. Shabbat Shalom Mutzlachat.